SourceForce.com.
Okay, students, we are going to do the questions. We have successfully completed liquid solution chapter with the topical lectures as well as question session. Okay. Now we are in the final revision phase of the liquid solution. So up to now we have studied in the individually topic wise. Now we are going to start with the cumulative questions. Okay. And questions have selected match the following and 4-digit integer type. Okay, today in this session we are going to discuss about the match the following and 4-digit integer type. Why? Because here if we see match the following, it is equal to many number of objectives. Okay, so match the following, it does not mean that you are preparing only for advanced, so not required for state level exams or medical exams. It is applicable to medical exams also, state level exams also, mains exams also. Only thing, the reason behind selecting this type of form is to cover maximum number of questions. Okay. Now the first question over here is match the following regarding the identifying. How to identify the ideal non-ideal solution. What is the criteria for ideal and non-ideal solution? Second thing, what are the conditions for non-ideal with positive deviation and negative deviation? Okay. So question I think it is crystal clear now. The display is okay now, I think. Okay. So match the following. Column 1 is about the what are the solute and solvent mixed. First option is benzene, toluene. Second, ethanol, water. Third, benzene and ethanol. Fourth, D option is acetone and chloroform. Okay. And column 2 is about type, whether it is non-ideal or ideal. If it is ideal or non-ideal, then you can find out delta H mix is greater than 0 or less than 0. Okay. So you can try yourself within the short span of time so that we can cover the maximum number of questions, and try to send me or try to write the answers together at a time. Then cross check with my explanation and solution. Okay. Okay, here is the answer. Match the following. Understood? Column 1 and column 2. A answer is Q. What is the answer? A answer is Q. See, this is also non-polar. This is also non-polar. And in non-polar, what happens? The attraction force between benzene and benzene, between toluene and toluene will be exactly same as benzene and toluene. So it is ideal solutions. Okay. So once it is ideal solution, delta H mix is going to be how much? 0. Delta H mix is going to be how much? It is going to be 0. Therefore, only single option A is equal to Q. Okay. So this is about the A is equal to Q. Then B option, ethanol and water. Ethanol and water will be P. What is that P? Non-ideal solution. Okay. After non-ideal, you have to identify whether it is ideal or non-ideal with positive, non-ideal with negative. Okay. So if it is positive, delta H mix will be greater than 0. If it is negative, delta H less than 0. Okay. So here in ethanol and water, it will be non-ideal with positive deviation. This is non-ideal. This is for positive. Okay. Because in the water, there will be extensive hydrogen bonding. So that hydrogen bonding will break when you add ethanol. So the attraction force decreases and positive deviation will be shown. Okay. Same is the case here. In ethanol, hydrogen bonding will be maximum, but when you add benzene, that hydrogen bond will break. Therefore, it will show positive deviation. So this is also, and these two, B and C, both non-ideal, both positive deviation. So B and C options are same. Okay. But here acetone and chloroform, very, very important example. In the chloroform, hydrogen and acetone oxygen will form intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Therefore, it will show negative deviation. And it is also non-ideal. That's why D answer is P comma S. Is it understood? So A, Q, B, PR, C, PR, and D, PS. Note down these answers. Okay, here is the another topic, another question from the abnormal solution, but linked up with the osmotic pressure topic. Okay, osmotic pressure and abnormal solution. Here you can find all concentrations are same, but solute is changing. If solute neither dissociates nor associate, it can be ideal. If it dissociates or associate, then it can be non-ideal. Because of the non-ideal, the I value will change, and accordingly there may be change in the osmotic pressure. Okay. So if osmotic pressure is higher, then it is called as a hypertonic. If it is lower, then it is called as a hypotonic. Here it is hypotonic, here it is hypertonic. Okay. Okay, here this is the answers about the osmotic pressure. Now you can find here both have concentration same and both does not dissociate or associate. If solute neither dissociates or associates, then Van 't Hoff factor is going to be. How much is the Van 't Hoff factor? So when I ask this question, some students reply as a 0. No. Van 't Hoff factor for ideal solutions, normal solution will be 1. So I is equal to 1, concentration also equal to 1. Therefore, they will be isotonic. So first answer is P. A answer is P. Wherever concentration is same, Van 't Hoff factor is same, then it is going to be how much? Isotonic. Okay. See here, NaCl and Na2SO4. Na2SO4 will split up into 3 ions, 2 moles of sodium, 1 mole of SO4. Here 2 moles of NaCl. So because of this Van 't Hoff factor is 3 and this Van 't Hoff factor is how much it is? 2. So this is more, this is less. Okay. So less is called as a hypotonic. S1 is hypotonic to S2. So what is the answer? This one. Van 't Hoff factor for this is 3. Van 't Hoff factor for this is 2. Okay. Is it understood? So this is hypertonic, this is hypotonic. So S1 is hypotonic to S2. Then S1 and S2, 0.1 molarity NaCl, 0.1 molarity KCl. Okay. So both have Van 't Hoff factor also same, as well as both are abnormal only, but both Van 't Hoff factor is equal to 2, concentration also same. So both will be isotonic. Okay. So both will be what? Isotonic. Then CuSO4 and sucrose. Sucrose will not dissociate, CuSO4 will dissociate, so our Van 't Hoff factor is 2. So this is hypertonic, this is hypotonic. S1 hypertonic to S2. Is this question understood? Is it clear? Shall we go for the next question? Okay, this question is formulated upon the formula of the Kb. Okay, elevation in molar elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant. Okay, so these are the solvent along with their boiling point: 100 degrees Celsius, 27 degrees Celsius, 253 degrees Celsius, and 182 degrees Celsius. Okay, these are the temperatures. Now KBs are given here. Understood? So along with the KBs, how to find out X value or what is the relation between boiling point and KB? Accordingly, you have to select. Okay. This is purely based upon the KB is directly proportional to its boiling point. Solvent boiling point increases and its KB elevation in boiling point also increases. So higher the boiling point, higher will be KB. Lower the boiling point, lower will be KB. See, lowest is Y. Okay, lowest value corresponding to it is 0.53. So likewise, you have to arrange. Highest boiling point is 253. Okay, so C will be R. And lowest boiling point rest you can arrange the 182. Second highest will be this one, DS and AP, BQ, CR, DS. Okay, directly proportional to square of its boiling point, or we can say directly proportional. Okay, directly proportional. Boiling point, no, I am not talking about the boiling point of solution. Okay, here Kb is defined for the solvent, not for the solution. Higher the Kb, boiling point increases. Okay, and Kb is only for the solvent. This is the boiling point of not solution. It is boiling point of solvent. Okay, like water, Kb is fixed. For benzene, Kb is fixed. Kb and Kf both are defined only for the solvent, not for the solution. And for solution, delta Tb will be defined. Okay. Okay. To improve the accuracy, this is a four-digit integer type question. Vapor pressure of solution containing 6 grams of non-volatile solute. Vapor pressure of solution containing 6 grams of non-volatile solute. Okay. Is how much? 180 grams of water, that is 10 moles. You can say it as a how many moles? 10 moles. Okay, so 10 moles, when it is added, vapor pressure is 20 torr. How many torr? 20 torr. So but if one more mole water added, not solute, it is water, solvent is added. Okay, so when solvent is added, vapor pressure will decrease or increase. Solvent is added, vapor pressure will increase, and solute added, vapor pressure will decrease. So here solvent is added, you have to take care. That is the twist in the question. So understand the twist and you can solve it now. Okay. Find out molecular mass of solute. So which topic question? I think at least you can identify that. Okay. Okay, this is where you have to approach. In this question, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, mole fraction of solute. So let us take initially 20. Vapor pressure of solvent is how much? 760. Okay, and 760 here also because P not solvent. And X solute is a one. Sorry, here it will be 6 upon M. Here also it will be 6 upon M. X solute is 6 upon M, 10 plus 6 upon M. Okay. Same way, after adding one more mole means it is 11 moles. Okay. So once 11 moles are increased, vapor pressure increased to 20.02 minus 760 by 760. Here also, if you divide both of them, most of the things will get cancelled and you will get the answer for 6 upon M. Okay, so from that what you will find out? Molar mass you can find out. Okay, you will get on simplification how much you will get? 54 is the answer. So you can note down this and see if you are not yet solved, simplify it afterwards. So this is one of the question extracted from the NTA Abhyas app. So same question may be repeated in your examination, so you can remember the answer also. Okay, next question. How many grams of ethylene glycol should be mixed in 795 grams of water to form antifreeze so that it will not freeze until up to temperature reaches to minus 30 degrees Celsius and Kf of water is 1.86. 1.86. Very simple question, direct, easy question as per me. Okay. So delta TF is equal to how much? Minus 30. So delta TF is equal to 30. Okay. And KF is equal to 1.86. Okay. And 795 grams of water. Ethylene glycol is a non-volatile, non-dissociating. Okay. So its Van 't Hoff factor will be 1. So 1 into 1.86 into mass of solute. You have to find out ethylene glycol, CH2OH and CH2OH. It will be 32 plus 24. 32 plus 24 plus 6. So it will be 62, I think. Okay, how much it will be? 62. Molecular mass will be 62. Molecular mass is 62. Mass upon molecular mass of solute and mass of solvent will be 0.795. So everything is available. On simplification, you will get the answer. Okay, 1 into 1.86 into W upon 62. Okay, answer you will get is 795 grams. Answer also will be how much? 795 grams. Okay, understood?